From a kid who thinks the backroom monster is real and out to get him, to a kid who does a school presentation on the backrooms, these are the craziest kids who think the backrooms are actually real.
And we're crying, 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 like a wounded animal.
So the subscriber has a little cousin, and his mom asked him, hey, can you go babysit the little cousin, like your aunt really needs it? So the subscriber's like, all right, fine, whatever. So anyways, the day of babysitting the cousin, he goes over there, and the little cousin's mom, aka the subscriber's aunt, is like, thank you so much for getting here on such short notice. Like, my son, like, really needs someone to look after him because he's only like 8 or whatever, and I really need to go to this thing. Say thank you so much for doing it. And obviously the subscriber is like, yeah, whatever, anything for family, I got you, no problem. So anyways, he's sitting down, and he's sitting there with the little cousin, and the mom leaves, or the aunt leaves, and he's like, okay, so, like, what do you want to do today? And the little cousin's like, I don't know. Like, I need you to be aware of something, though. So obviously the subscriber, when the little cousin says that, that's just like a little bit ominous. So he's like, yeah, what's up, buddy? And the little cousin's like, dude, the backroom monster is in the house. He's coming to get me. So obviously this, like, the little cousin probably watched a Backrooms video on YouTube and is like, oh my God, the Backrooms are actually real. And he probably read one of the comments being like, so, since I have a PhD in astrophysics and I'm not a 9-year-old, since there are infinite realities, and there might be, because according to Newton's third, like, you know those comments you read where it's like trying to give an explanation for why the Backrooms is real? I'm like, bro, you're not an astrophysicist, bro. But anyways, he probably read one of those and got freaked out. So he was telling the subscriber all about how the Backrooms monster is real and that he saw him in his closet last night. And it's definitely not because every little kid sees monsters in their closets, but no, it's because the Backrooms are actually real and the monster's out to get him, obviously. And so sure enough, right, the subscriber's like, okay, you don't actually have to worry about that because the Backrooms aren't real. And the second he saw that, like the second he said that, the little cousin, aka, yeah, the little cousin, was looking at the subscriber, and then he started, like, he furrowed his eyebrows and gave him this suspicious look. So at first the subscriber had no idea why the kid was being so weird. But in retrospect, basically what happened here was that sorry, I just stuttered like 1,000 times. I've made like 15 videos in a row, so my brain is melting. But anyways, right, basically the little cousin got suspicious of the subscriber because in his mind he's like, oh, the subscriber says, you know, the Backrooms isn't real, therefore he's working with a Backrooms monster. No. So anyways, right, the little cousin's like, okay, I want to show you something really cool in the basement. It's a new toy I have. And the subscriber at this point has no idea that the little cousin now thinks that he's working with a Backrooms monster. So he's kind of just excited to do something. So he's like, okay, cool, whatever. And the little cousin's like, all right, walk over here. Opens up the basement door. The subscriber starts walking down the basement stairs, and slam! The door is slammed behind him, then click, the door is also locked at this point. So basically, right, the little cousin tricked the subscriber to walking into the basement, and it locks from the outside, which is not good for the subscriber, because now he's locked in the basement. And he's like, hey man, like, can you open it up, or do you want to come down here? And that's when the little cousin reveals basically what he believes. He's like, ha ha ha, you thought that you'd get away with it. And obviously the subscriber's like, well, bro, get away with what? He's like, I know that you're working for the Backrooms monster. Ever since you said he wasn't real, that's what the Backrooms monster wants me to think, so he can lower my guard and attack me. And the subscriber is just looking at him like, are you serious right now, bro? And sure enough, the subscriber's like, hey, no, that's not true. It isn't a real thing. And at this point, the little cousin's like, you really think I'm that stupid to fall for such an obvious trap? And, at this point, the subscriber's like, no, dude, it's not a trap. You can trust me on this one. I'm telling you. Like, just let me out of here, because, like, at this point, the subscriber's not trying to be trapped in the basement. He's just not trying to go out like that. And sure enough, right, the little cousin's like, nope, I know for a fact you're working with the Backrooms monster, and you will be stuck in there forever. I will never let you out, and my parents will agree with me, because I'm going to tell them all about the Backrooms and how you're working with the Backrooms monster when they get back in an hour. So basically what the subscriber does is he just kind of takes out his phone and just watches YouTube videos. probably watching the Connor Pugs YouTube channel. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, he's just kind of like waiting there for an hour. And it's kind of dumb because he didn't even think to like text or it's not dumb. He could have texted the mother of the kid he was trying to babysit. And in all retrospect, he probably should have, because now the kid is free to run around the house without supervision. But basically, at the time, he was like, like, I don't really want to, like, bother them, and, like, at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. So sure enough, the aunt gets back, and he hears the door open up, and basically the aunt's like, oh, where's your cousin? He says, like, to the little cousin. The little cousin's like, oh, so, Mom, there's something called the Backrooms, and the Backrooms has a scary monster, and basically, my cousin is working with a scary monster to get me, so I locked him in the basement. And I think the little cousin actually thought that this would be a good enough explanation for the mom to be like, oh, you're so right. Let's lock him in there forever. But immediately the mom's like, what? So the door opens up and the subscriber's aunt is like, I am so sorry. And yeah, so she lets him go. And apparently the little cousin is in trouble, and his parents have to explain to him that no, in fact, the Backrooms are not actually real. So this next kid is actually crazier than the last one, which I know is pretty hard to believe, but yeah. So anyways, this all happened one day in school. So the subscriber was walking down the hallway when this kid who he didn't really talk to ran up to him and stopped the subscriber and his friends. So basically the subscriber was with his friends, and we're going to call one of his friends Ben. That's important for later. So anyways, right, the subscriber is walking with his friends when he's stopped by this random kid. And this kid comes up to him and says, guys, I need to warn you about something. And if a random kid comes up to me and screams, I need to warn you about something, even if he, I don't know, it seems a little weird, I'm going to listen. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm not going to listen to you, and then something terrible might happen. If, it could have been all, prevented if, I listened to this kid's warning. So I'm like, so the subscriber's like, yeah, okay, what's good? And the kid's like, guys, you see that classroom right there? And he points to like a door, and it's like an empty classroom or whatever. He says, guys, that is a portal into the Backrooms. You will no-clip into the Backrooms and never be seen from again if you go through that door. So Ben looks at the subscriber, and the subscriber looks at Ben, and they kind of look at each other like, okay, dude, sure. And sure enough, right, the subscriber's like, are you sure? Like, what makes you think that? And the kid, the Backrooms kid, is like, dude, I'm telling you, I was like doing some research online, doing my own independent research. Whenever someone says I did my own research, probably means they went to the sketchiest website on planet Earth. But anyways, right, this kid goes on to say, yes, guys, the Backrooms are real. You're going to get and I was doing some research, and basically I saw the janitor go into that room, and he didn't come out for a full 5 minutes. So I ran away very quickly so I didn't get sucked in. And immediately the subscriber is kind of looking at his friend to be like, bro really just said I ran away after 5 minutes because I was convinced that he got sucked in. Do you really not think the janitor was cleaning in there, and maybe cleaning in the room took more than 5 minutes? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm the crazy one here, but part of me really does think that, the janitor probably left that room after 10 minutes. But sure enough, right, the subscriber, or the Backrooms kid, not the subscriber, is all like, guys, but you cannot go in there. You need to promise me that you're not going to go in there, because I can't lose you guys, man. I can't lose you. And, the subscriber doesn't really know this kid, but he's like, okay. But the subscriber's friend, Ben, was about to do a little bit of trolling. He was about to have a little bit of fun with this kid, which you guys might think, oh, maybe it's not ethical. This kid is just trying to be nice. He's delusional, whatever, right? The subscriber's friend, Ben, decides to pull a prank. And he's like, oh, man, okay, thank you. And the Ben goes on to say, okay, man, don't worry. I won't go into that room. And Ben immediately starts to walk towards that room. And the Backrooms kid is like, no, Ben, that's the Backrooms room. Ben, no, Ben, no. And sure enough, Ben walks into the room and pretends to get sucked in. He's like, no. Ben grabs onto the door and pretends to be being dragged in. He's like, no, the Backrooms, they're coming for me. And then he slams the door behind him as if he got slammed in there. And you hear screaming no. So obviously, right, Ben is playing around, and the subscriber knows this. But he looks over at the Backrooms kid, and the Backrooms kid is literally on his knees, no, we lost another one. No, this world is so cruel and unfair. And look, the subscriber admits he was being a little bit of a jerk right here. He was being a little bit of an ass, but at the end of the day, the subscriber couldn't help himself. He seriously couldn't help himself. Because sure enough, the door opened again, and it was like Ben opening the door but not being seen. So it looks like the door opened up again just to trap another person into the back rooms forever. But so sure enough, right, the subscriber goes behind the Backrooms kid and legit starts pushing him towards the door. And the kid's like, dude, what are you doing? Dude, no. Dude, no. Like, subscriber, don't do this. Like, the Backrooms monster have just put a curse on you. They're controlling your mind. You can break free, man. You can break free. You don't need to be controlled by the Backrooms monster. Dude, no. And sure enough, the subscriber is, like, pushing him closer and closer to the door. And the kid's like, no, man, no, please don't do this. Like, subscriber, I know you're still in there. I know the Backrooms monster is currently controlling your brain, but I know you're still in there, man. Pull, push, man, push. You got to push for it. You got to reach in deep. I know that you're in there, man. I know that you're in there. Just keep pushing. You're like, no. And sure enough, the subscriber, like, legitimately pushes the Backrooms kid into this room. And this kid is screaming as he falls in. But you know what happens? Nothing. Because this is not a portal to the Backrooms, dude. This is literally just an empty classroom. So, like, the Backrooms kid is all curled up in a ball with his eyes closed, like, ah! And then eventually he stops screaming, and he opens up his eyes, and he looks around, and he sees the subscriber just looking at him, and he sees Ben just looking at him, and the kid's like, oh, so this does not seem to be a portal to the Backrooms, but it could have been, and Ben and the subscriber just looking at him. And he's like, okay, you know what? Thank you guys so much for helping me figure out that this is not a portal to the Backrooms. Your service has been noted. Yeah. This final kid is probably the craziest Backrooms kid ever. If you thought this last kid was pretty delusional, you're not even ready for this one. So anyways, right, there's a kid who goes in class, and the subscribers in this class, and they have a class where they have to do a presentation on dinosaurs. Not the Backrooms, dinosaurs. So anyways, right, the subscriber goes up to the front of the class, and he does his little presentation thing or whatever. And sure enough, right, he sits back down, and the Backrooms kid walks up to do his presentation. And you might be thinking, okay, how on earth is this kid going to fit the Backrooms into a presentation on dinosaurs? That must be pretty hard. You would be correct. If the Backrooms kid was actually going to go up and do a presentation on a dinosaur, it would be quite difficult to fit the Backrooms into it. You guys might be thinking, oh, maybe he did the Backrooms monster as a dinosaur? No. This kid literally goes up there and he does the presentation. The first slide, he clicks into it, says the Backrooms. And immediately the teacher is like, what? So the teacher's looking at this kid who's supposed to be doing a presentation on his favorite dinosaur. And the first slide says the Backrooms. And I think the teacher must be thinking this is some typo, or he spelled it like, I don't know, pterodactyl wrong and like it auto-corrected to the Backrooms or something. Because the teacher lets him keep on going. And the subscriber is sitting there, and he's just looking at this kid. And the whole class is watching as this kid is about to go through a presentation on the Backrooms. So the Backrooms kid flips to the first slide. He's like, guys, I know this isn't a presentation on dinosaurs, but I need to inform you. Trust me, you need to know the truth about the Backrooms. I am risking getting a bad grade in this class to give you guys vital information, so you should be thanking me right now. And he starts to go on to say, okay, guys, so the Backrooms is basically this area where you no-clip into, and it's really, really dangerous. And immediately the teacher is kind of like, whoa, chill out there. Whoa, what's going on here? And the kid's like, teacher, like, there's no time for this. Like, we're wasting time. They need to know about the Backrooms and the truth. And the teacher's like, this is supposed to be a presentation on your favorite dinosaur. Well, what are these Backrooms? And the kid's like, look, dinosaurs are gone, irrelevant, dead, extinct, boom, history, lame. This is now, and this is super important, teacher. And he's just looking at the teacher, kind of looking at him like, dude, this is so important. And the teacher's like, I'm sorry, you're supposed to be doing a presentation on a dinosaur, not these Backrooms. You're going to have to sit down, and I will be generous enough to allow you to redo your presentation tomorrow, but don't push it. Look, the teacher is actually being super chill here, because I feel like most teachers would be like, oh, you completely ignored my rules, and you decided to do a presentation on some random sci-fi thing that you like? Like, no. You're going to get a failing grade on this because you completely like ignored the assignment rules and did what you wanted. This teacher was cool enough to be like, I'm going to allow you to make a new presentation and give it tomorrow. But the thing is, right, the Backrooms kid was not willing to back down. He believed that he was right and everyone else was wrong. So he starts arguing with the teacher. He's like, teacher, you should be grateful that I'm informing your ignorant students about a really dangerous situation that they could get themselves into. And the teacher's looking at him. And the teacher's like, bro, what are you even saying right now? He's like, what? So the kid starts going on with his presentation. He starts doing it as quickly as possible. He's like, okay, guys, so basically there's like these things in the back rooms called the Backrooms monster. Clicks to the next slide. On the next slide is like a photo, like a screenshot of like some recreation of the Backrooms monster from like that one video that went viral. He's like, these monsters will roam around. If you see them, they're very quick, they're very dangerous. And if you find yourself into the Backrooms, you have to start leaving markers around. And by the way, like, and he clicks to the next slide, a real good way to figure out if like something is a portal to the Backrooms is you can always throw an item, and if it no clips out of reality, then you know it's a portal to the Backrooms. And he keeps clicking through the slides, and that's when the teacher goes over to the kid's like laptop and unplugs it from the HDMI cord, which no longer screen shares, or it wasn't screen sharing, it was like attached to a projector or something. So the kid's like, teacher, what are you doing right now? I'm trying to save your students from dying, man. Why can't you understand? And the teacher's like, you're doing a presentation on some video game sci-fi something, dude. Like, this is a presentation about dinosaurs. And the whole class is real silent right now because they just don't know how to interpret what is going on. Because, like, I don't know, bro. I would be a little weirded out, too, if some kid was like, guys, the Backrooms, watch it. Like, bro, what? So sure enough, right, the teacher and this kid have this kind of argument over the kid being like, I'm giving them important information and you want them to perish. And the teacher's like, what? So sure enough, the kid is like, you know what? Let me continue or I'm going to leave this class. And the teacher looks at him and he's like, what? Yeah, okay, leave the class then. It's always funny when people give ultimatums of like, let me do what I want or else I'm going to leave. And it's like, okay, leave then, bro. What? So the kid didn't expect this. He's like, no, I'm going to keep telling them, right? So he starts shouting facts about the Backrooms, and the teacher is like slowly pushing him out of the classroom. He's like, watch out. Don't no clip out of reality, guys. No. And he shuts the door behind him. And the teacher's like, okay, guys, that was a little unexpected. Hopefully we will be hearing his presentation about actual dinosaurs tomorrow if he doesn't want to fail this class. And the whole class is real quiet because I don't know. How would you react to some kid screaming that the Backrooms are real? I don't know how I would. I'd probably react the same way. Just like, huh? Click on the video on screen right now. I know you'll enjoy it. Just click.